If you're brave enough to say goodbye, life will reward you with a new hello. Paulo Coelho. Hello, hello. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the show. John Henry Soto here. It is July 1st. We are in the middle of summer, and we can tell by the heat that we've been having here on the East Coast. Um, Very, very hot. At least 4 days of 90, close to 100 day temperatures. Things are hot. Things are hot, 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 especially here in my house where we're moving. So we got no AC because I didn't bring the AC up to connect it in the window because I'm like, that's a pain in the ass to do that. And it's just a lot. So we decided to just leave it and suck it up until we're out of here. 11 days we'll be out of here. Next week, as a matter of fact, all our stuff is going. I got to tear all this down in the next couple of days, right after my last show tomorrow. And that's what this is about. This is actually, I got two more shows left for this 7 a.m. series. I'm ending up doing 133 shows. Um, and I had a great time. This has been a lot of fun. I did this because I wanted to hold myself accountable for getting up early and for you know for just getting up early and doing things. And of course, I always got up early because I had to make food for my my wife, breakfast, and then her lunch and all that stuff. And I just thought, you know what, I should do something in the morning. Maybe like a show or something. And I thought this would be a good idea, and it was. I had a great time doing this, and I'll probably do something like this when I get to Nashville. I don't know exactly what it's going to be, what time it's going to be, what's it going to entail. I might do something a little bit different. It might be recorded and put it out in the morning. It might be a live. It might be shorter than this. It might be literally like a 10-minute affirmation um, for myself and for anyone who's interested in listening. But yeah, that's gonna be something I got to think about when I get to Nashville. So I quoted Paulo Coelho on his quote: "If you're brave enough to, what is it again? If you're brave enough to say goodbye, life will reward you with a new hello." And so I had some quotes that I'm gonna read about saying goodbye. I got a couple of funny ones too. So, farewell. God knows when we shall meet again. That's William Shakespeare. I didn't know that. I don't know where he said that, but suppose he said it somewhere. It's sad, but sometimes moving on with the rest of your life starts with goodbye. That's true. Carrie Underwood. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. Dr. Seuss. Goodbyes, they often come in waves. Goodbyes, goodbye always makes my throat hurt. Charlie Brown. Some These are some funny ones. Some cause happiness wherever you go. Others wherever they go. I should see whenever they go. Oh, that's right. That's right. I read it wrong. Some cause happiness wherever they go. Others whenever they go. Um, we are really going to miss trying to avoid you around here. That's unknown. But the first one that I just read, some cause happiness whenever they go. Others whenever they go. That's Oscar Wilde, of course, because he's hilarious. Don't ever tell anyone anything. If you do, you start missing everybody. So long, and thanks for all the fish. I don't get that. I'll miss you until you come back, but I hope you'll make up for it by getting me awesome gifts. It's a bon voyage, unknown person said that. Anyway, just a couple of little quotes there on saying goodbye. So I've moved a lot when I was younger. My grandma had a bit of an obsession with moving for some reason. Um, and so I lived in at least 8 different apartments before I moved out on my own. With my grandparents, and then my mom had her apartments as well, which I sometimes lived with her as well. And so moving has always been something I was familiar with. But when you're younger, you have friends, and you just I have friends. I remember moving from an apartment on Westchester, not Westchester, on White Plains Road in the Bronx, and we had this little apartment, and we moved, and I had friends there. I remember there was this young girl that I really liked, that she was cool. There was a couple other dudes that we were hung, and I was young. I mean, gosh, I must have been 7, something like that, 7 or 8, maybe even younger. And but I remember when we moved, we never saw them again. That was it. But I think today is a little bit different, when we have these social media platforms where you can stay in contact. I can do Zoom calls with people it's a little bit different moving today. I think my kids are totally fine because my daughter spends time on the tablet, talking to her friends that we monitor. But friends that we know, that she has friends in Florida, she has friends here in Bayonne, but because of the pandemic, they haven't. Last year they didn't really get to see each other, so they did virtual, and so they're gonna go back to basically doing exactly the same thing, except she's gonna be going to a really good school. um, so she's going to meet new friends, and she's going to continue to talk to her old friends. And so it's going to be a very interesting transition, but it's not going to be so devastating like it was when young people, when we were young, when older, I should say. Um, so we're moving to Nashville, and people have been asking me why Nashville. Well, I mean, I'm a musician and an artist, and it is called Music City. Um, but other than that, I think it has to do with just breaking the pattern, and I talked about this a couple of days ago. It's sort of I was stuck in a rut. I was stuck in doing something that wasn't really paying off. And I don't mean that financially, but I mean that more spiritually. It wasn't really connecting with me. It wasn't giving me what I needed. Obviously, it wasn't giving me financially as well. I made money doing some of videos, um but I made way more money just doing my live stream by myself. So on some other platforms that I did some shows on, and so it kind of was. It made no sense for me to stay somewhere where I really felt I had. And this probably sound arrogant, but I felt that I outgrew my environment here. I felt that there was really no other place for me to go. Um, and there was a ceiling, and I'm hitting against the ceiling. And it's been going on for a few years. I mean, last year, obviously, with the pandemic, it became a little bit more apparent because, I remember just sitting down in a conversation with myself and sort of like because the pandemic was right in the midst of it, and we were still scared because we don't really know what's going on as we do now, what happened. But we just didn't really know what was happening. And so you're kind of thinking like, what am I doing, and I think everyone should sit down at one point and kind of like audit audit their search situation, where they are and where they want to be, and try to figure out, okay, am I on the path that I had set out for myself when I set out on this journey? Where am I exactly? What exactly am I doing? And that's what I did. I sat down, and I remember telling Pamela, I was like, what are we doing? Like, or what am I doing? What am I working towards? by being in this environment. You know, um, obviously, you want to make films. Um, I was been starting to play more music again after a very long time, and all these things were extremely um, confusing when I was thinking about them. I didn't know what to think. I also didn't know. I was also kind of scared about, because I thought to myself, well, what if this is it, right? Because this pandemic is hitting, and what if this is it? We can't leave. We're stuck here, and that was scary. That just the options were taken away from you. I couldn't do. You can't do films. You can't play music. I can live stream, and that's about it. And I didn't really want to spend my whole life just live streaming. Although I enjoy it, and I've meet a ton of people, it's not something that I just wanted to always do. So I think it's important for everyone to once in a while just kind of sit down and say, and start writing down. I'm a big component opponent proponent. I support writing things down. What's the word? I don't even know what the word is. Proponent? Well, big proponent. Anyway, I really tell people always to write things down. I think it's extremely important for you to figure out, like, okay, where I was to where I am. Where do I want to be? Where I was to where I am. Where do I want to be? You know, if where you were to where you are is worse, and where you want to be, it's definitely far away. You got to make some changes, right? Now, if from where you are to where you were, you're better, which I was, and I'm very grateful for where I was to where I am. But where I am to where I'm going is not happening on in this current location where I'm living right now. Um, there's not a lot going on as far as what I do, and as much as I love the people, and I do, and I will be back, and to visit, and I'm gonna miss some of these wonderful people that I've met here. As far as the work goes, the what I actually do, this was a good place for me to study, to learn, to do a couple of projects, to embrace the town, to help the town with some events that I've shot. You can see those on YouTube, and I did a lot of different real estate. I did a lot of different things in town. Reviewed a lot of restaurants, visited a lot of houses for real estate, shot at least 6 films here, learned how to edit, learned how to basically direct. I studied a lot during my 9 years here. We had a son while we lived here, so a lot of great things happened here. And it was a good training ground. I think I have to now go and actually play. You know, in a bigger arena, and give myself that it's, it's when you go out and you're nervous. When you're nervous, it's a good thing. You know, I'm not nervous in Bayonne anymore. There's nothing here that makes me nervous. I can walk anywhere. I can you know visit any shop if I'm gonna want to shoot a video for them, or if I want to tell them about my business. And I shot a lot of videos for local businesses, and that was our business model. And we had a little production company. I had no There's no fear. I wasn't scared. I was never really put under, unless I went into New York City and went into an audition or something. You get that little feeling of like, ooh, baby, I better work at this. But I haven't felt that in a very long time. Even before the pandemic, I just did not feel that that tension. And that tension is good because it keeps you active, it keeps you alert, it keeps you wanting to do well. It keeps you focused. Like you have to be focused if you're going to go out there and you're going to be working side by side with people that are that have given up their whole lives. Remember, a lot of people move to Nashville for music, and they basically pack up their things and they drive to Nashville, and they set up shop, and um, they struggle. Some of them succeed a little bit sooner than others, but they just struggle and they go and they get it done. They take that chance, and this is my chance now to do more, to do something bigger with what I've accomplished so far, and to add to that, and to expand on, not just for myself, but to expand for my family, to give my family a different way of life, my extended family also, to give them a place where they can visit and kind of understand that life is not just there. You can actually look at other places and decide you want to start a new life somewhere else, and that it's okay. Um, and to help other people, it's another thing. I enjoy helping people, and I get phone calls from. I have a call today, as a matter of fact, where I'm going to be helping someone who's a yoga instructor, and help. She wants to shoot some videos, and she has some questions on lighting, and she just reached out to me, and things like that is something that I'm very really passionate about. So this is something that is going to really impact not only my family, but my extended family, friends. And when I get to Nashville, I've already made some connections there, some friends in film industry and as well in the music industry. And a lot of them were actually very kind to just invite me for coffee when I arrived. And they said, when you get here, let me know, and let's grab a coffee. Apparently, that's a big thing, a big deal in Nashville, to grab coffee with people and to discuss stuff. So I'm going to be doing a lot of that when I get there, and I'm going to make this video short since it's my next to last. Tomorrow's my last show, but tomorrow I'm going to talk more about my final goodbyes, and I'll make tomorrow's show even shorter, just to keep the goodbyes quick and fast, painless. And for those of you who've watched this show, um, I really appreciate you. I've done 133 shows or something like that, 33, 34 shows. And, I've met a lot of people on this platform. I've gotten a tremendous amount of support. Um, I've expanded onto my fan base has grown a lot. And for Morning, Morning is a very unique audience. So I was able to reel in some new, new. I don't want to call them fans, but I guess you can call them fans. Some new followers, some new supporters, and very grateful for that. Extremely grateful for that. So I want to thank you for spending that time with me in the mornings, and for sending me messages, for hitting the little like. Thank you for the like, um, and for just supporting. It means a lot to me, and it makes me feel good that there are people that appreciate what I'm doing in the mornings, and I'm going to continue to do that in some fashion when I get to Nashville. And um, I just I love doing it, so I will continue to do it. All right. Well, I want to thank you all for just hanging out with me this morning. This was a very casual, laid back conversation just about moving, and tomorrow I'll kind of do a little bit of this, but some other few other things as well. Maybe I'll show some more of our location where we're moving to. If anybody wants to visit, if you're visiting Nashville, then please, you gotta let me know, because I'm definitely we'll grab coffee, as that's a popular thing. But yes, thank you very much. All right, thank you, Joel. Good morning. Thanks for your shows. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you. And I will be back tomorrow morning, folks. So thank you very much. Make today great. Do the things that you love. Take care of yourselves. And as always, peace.